everyone. Thank you all for watching. So, I had a lot on my mind. I decided to make a new episode of Off the Dome about it, calling it Off the Dome Episode 4 Hero Hack. I was thinking a lot about a lot of the people that I still kind of do look up to. A lot of them play they're actors and actresses that play heroes and stuff I watched. Mostly tonight I'm gonna be talking about Japanese actors and actresses that played some heroes, and some American actors and actresses that also played heroes from the same Japanese franchises. What do I mean? You'll figure it out in a second. Cause it's just I'm going through a lot right now, and the stuff is really weighing on my mind. Yeah, some stuff is weighing on my mind. I've been having a really rough time lately, and I'm not gonna lie, my grip on life has been pretty loose. Like, I'm trying to hold it together, I'm trying to keep it together, but things are just going really bad, and I just kind of feel like I'm losing my composure. I'm just trying, okay? So I'm just making this episode of Off the Dome just to get it off my chest what's been on my chest. Life has been really bad for me. And it's been bad for most of my life. Like, I knew things were gonna turn. Look, I'm gonna be real with y'all. I don't live on my own. I live with a parent. I've been struggling with unemployment and having a job ever since I started working at 20 years old. So I've never been successful when it came to jobs. I've never made enough money to live on my own. And it's like my mom kicked me out when I was 20 years old. And I ain't surprised because I come from a broken family. My mom and dad split when I was younger, and I can't get a. Every time I ask them how it happened, I get two totally different stories that have nothing in common with each other. So yeah, it's like seeing cause I lived with my mom mostly until I was 20, and I would visit my dad on the weekends. And it's just like when I look at them, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get kicked out by her, cause it's like if she can't stay with my dad, how I'm gonna end up being with her? I came from a broken family, and the obvious thing happened. I ended up getting kicked out by her, and again, not surprised. I come from a broken family, so just reflecting on that, reflecting on all the bad things I've been through, reflecting on right now how I have less than $1 in my bank account right now, and I'm struggling I can't find a job, and I was starving last year, like I told y'all in one of my previous videos. And I'm not really far removed from that right now. It's like I don't want to be starving again. Because I thought once I stopped having sex with these promiscuous women, things were going to get better and I was going to be more stable and be able to find unemployment. That turned out not to be true because I haven't had sex with a promiscuous woman in over a year, and here I am still struggling with unemployment and stuff like that. Like, this is I really feel like I'm kind of at the brink. So yeah, I was just in bad times like these, I would often look at heroes for inspiration, to feel uplifted. And it's like when I look at these heroes in their real life, which is why I explained. I'm a little sleepy because I'm recording later at night. When I'm looking at all of these heroes, it's like a lot of them went through bad stuff in life too, and it did bad. Some of them did bad things, and it's like they're just actors and actresses. They are not really these heroes, as I'm really about to explain. Cause you got Baku. Hata Kayama, who played Oiwa, who was the first Key Ranger and Go Ranger. And if you don't know what Go Ranger is, that is basically the original Japanese version of Power Rangers. Power Rangers came from Japan, but well, Go Ranger actually is not Power Rangers because that was never adapted into Power Rangers. But you get the idea. You get what I'm saying. So Baku portrayed the Yellow Member, and he was the oldest member to be a Super Sentai, to portray a Super Sentai Ranger at the time. And he was like, he in his 30s in 1975 when it premiered. And he was just struggling with acting and work a lot, and he was sad. His financial situation was bad, like mine is right now. And he ended up ending his own life. And that makes me sad because I really like the character Oiwa that he played. Oiwa was a funny character, and I felt like he was really human. And he, brought a lot of life to the show. And I'm like, I started watching Go Ranger, and Go Ranger is a really good show, and I enjoy it. And I'm like, I wish you didn't end your own life, Baku Hatakayama. You were such a good character, and I felt like you really brought a human element to the show. And you were funny and just overall a good character. You were so memorable. And I mean, I just feel sad because it's like, you played a hero. You're supposed to be. I mean, I know you're not Oiwa, but it's like, still though, it's like you portrayed a character, somebody that survived a tragedy. Because the Gold Rangers are people, all right, they came together because they work for this organization called Evil. Black Cross Army committed a massacre, and they ended up. Oh, thank you for coming, Chai Pila P. Thank you for coming back. Yeah. So yeah, 'cause let me make you a moderator. Okay. My pleasure to support you, Che. So yeah, it's that like, alright, I get. Oh, I mean, Baku. I understand that Oiwa was just a character, but it's like you played a hero who was a survivor of a massacre in one of the Eagle bases, and the other four Gold Rangers were also survivors of the massacres of the other bases. And it's like, you had super strength, and you survived the massacre, and you came together with your teammates to fight against evil, and you were able to, still be humorous and act silly. Wow, the whole situation just of being a Gold Ranger, whether you were and were transformed, and it's like, you were an inspirational figure. And I know that she's just a character, but it's like, I just wish you didn't do it. Okay, I wish you didn't end your life. Just wish you would have kept on living and kept on fighting. Like, I get sad when I watch Go, or just when I think about you in general. I get sad. Just wish you were still alive. Like, I'm like, now that I'm actually talking about it out loud, it brings me close to tears. Cause it's like, Just again, I mean, it's not really fair to ask you to be like a character who has superhuman strength, but it's like I, I, I just wish you had the strength not to do it. Is I guess is what I'm getting at. Like I get so sad when I think about Chewbacca. Then this right here makes me mad. You got Asao Kobayashi who portrayed Volk Panther and Sun Vulcan. Now, I'm not a fan of Sun Vulcan. Um, Sun Vulcan seems to be yeah, I can't show no footage because Toei is drawing right now. They are hunting down all of these tokusatsu websites like Tokuzilla and Zenkage, and you can't watch Super Sentai on it no more. So yeah, yeah, you can't watch it no more. And they drawing. Yeah, cause they drawing. Yeah, it's like why don't you want us to watch it? It's like you are hurting the visibility of Tokusatsu. Anyway, so the one in yellow, that's who Asao portrayed, and he forced himself on to a minor, a female minor, and he got arrested and then went to jail. But it's like, how could you do something like that? Okay, again, just like with Baku, don't expect him to be a hero, but it's like I think that it would be reasonable for me to expect you to not be a horrible person, a monster that would prey on a child. It's like, well, why would you do something so horrible, so disgusting, man? That's messed up. So yeah, he in jail, which he deserves, but it's like, wow, I mean, I know we shouldn't expect actors to be like their characters, but it's like I think again, like I said, it's reasonable to expect basic humanity. But yeah, this guy portrayed a hero, but yet he turned out to be a monster. Then we got oh wow, thank you for showing up, Myrna. Make me so happy right now. Uh Myrna. Thank you for coming. So yeah, now Tatsuya Nomi, he played Daigo in Die Ranger. Now Die Ranger is one of my favorite Super Sentai series. Um, the action scenes are really good. Um, yeah, really good action scenes. Really good. Um, yeah, really good. I mean, and just a lot of it was done right. Good production in general overall. And I think that Daigo, his storyline with Kujaku, and Kujaku is she's the modern version of Buddha, and they go through a arc, and then Gara, one of the Gorva triumvirate, was an old friend of Gara, but Gara really died, and which really pissed me off the whole mud Dow thing. You find out that the Gara they've been fighting in the 20th century was really a mud Dow, and the real Gara died thousands of years ago. Then Kujaku basically sacrificed herself to save again the mud Dow Gara, but she thought it was the real Gara. And then there's a scene where Fujaku appears at him coming from heaven, and she's wearing heavenly attire. And that scene, even thinking about it, I get chills because it's like she looked so beautiful in her heavenly attire, and it just made me happy knowing that she was in a better place. But like at the same time, it's kind of eerie because it's like um she it just makes me think of him because Tatsuya Nomi talking to this heavenly character that died, and then he takes his own life, and it's like I wish you didn't do that because I really like your series. I really like the arc you went on, and I just thought it was deep how like you developed this close bond and relationship with Fujaku, and you got to see her in her, heavenly form, and she showed you the truth, and you could see that she was able to find peace. And you saw Gara in heavily attire. I thought it was great too. I'm like the real Gara. She's good and she's in heaven with Kujaku, and it's so nice. But it's like I wish you didn't take your own life, man. Like you had so much to Tatsuya. Like it makes me sad thinking about that. Just wish you didn't do it. And then you got um an actor from Kamen Rider. Um, I like Kamen Rider. I talked to him before. Shunsuke Takasugi. He played Kamen Rider Super One, and he turned out to be a thief because he lied. He pulled a whole, which I discovered that I mean I discussed that in an earlier video, but it's like I think that was messed up because it's like people, you played a hero, people trusted you, he looked up to you. And again, I know this is gonna be a recurring theme all throughout this live stream that you shouldn't expect people to be like their characters. But it's like again, I think that it's fair that I should expect for you to not be a slime ball. But no, we didn't do that because he scammed money out of his fans, and that's messed up. And I hate him for that. And we got Daisuke. Or this one isn't so bad. Daisuke Bond played a lot of hero. Yeah, see, he played Kakaya, Another Man, Battle Cossack from Battle Fever J, which is also Super Sentai, Japanese Power Rangers, and I think that's a character from that chapter. Uh, Look that up, rock. We. Yep. Yes. Captor 7. Yep, that's Ninja Captor. He was in a Pink film that is a Japanese erotic film, and he plays an unhinged man that stalks a woman he's attracted to. And again, it's just a role. He didn't actually do it in real life, but still, it's just like, how do you go from playing all these heroes to playing like a psycho stalker that goes after a woman? It's like, jeez, man. Like, it seems beneath him. I mean, I'm not saying every role you gotta be is heroic, but I just kind of felt like it was beneath. And like I said, they're just actors, so we shouldn't always to be just like he ain't the hero. Well, as far as I know, he ain't a psycho stalker that actually goes after women. But still, it just kind of, I'm like, yeah. Then you got Junja, yeah, uh, Jun Shimogato, who played Gokai Silver from Gokaiger, just like the Super One actor. He did some scammy stuff. And I don't like Gokaiger, but it's like, yo, why you gonna scam somebody? I mean, I understand that the um industry doesn't pay well as much as you think. I know that when it comes to the whole money and fame thing, you get more fame than you do money, but it's like that's not right. Don't be doing no stuff like that again. I well, like I just said, I shouldn't expect people to be like their characters, but I should think like again, I should just at least expect for you just to not be a scumbag human being, cause it's like, come on, guy, you're gonna, you don't do that. Don't scam people and do them wrong and all of that. Speaking of scamming, we gonna get to a Power Ranger actor soon, cause that's how I got to know Super Sentai, through Power Ranger. And then we got Mahao Shoujo, Pai Pai. So, yeah, the actor that plays Pai Pai, or this is a series about a magical girl that, comes from around based off Chinese culture. I don't want to mix up her and Ipanema's story, but let's just say she just runs off the earth. And she stays with her family. Oh, single father, I believe his wife died, and his three pain in the butt sons. So Natsuki Ozawa, the actress that plays Pai Pai, who has magical abilities, she stays with the sons, uses her powers to get out of all of these different predicaments, and she left. Natsuki Ozawa left the show out of rebellion mid-series, so she got replaced. But come to find out later, Natsuki Ozawa was doing some. She became an adult actress, and I'm like, yo, why are you doing all this freaky stuff? Because it's like, I always thought of your character as pure and wholesome, but come to find out you're doing it again. I know I shouldn't expect the actors and actresses to be like their characters, but it's like still like adult films. It's just like I'm not gonna lie. I need something good to believe in, and like you being this wholesome, helpful, nice female, and it's like that's something good to believe in. It's something positive to believe in, and I wanted to believe that you were like that, Natsuki. That you were this positive example of femininity for me to observe, but to find out you're being an adult actress, which goes back to earlier off the Dome episode with Demi Lovato, how I thought of her as this symbol of purity and good example of femininity. I thought, well, that was like through my boyhood, and plus I used to like listen to Demi and watch her a lot. But still, with you, I thought that like well, it's like with Demi, I thought that like you were pure and all of these positive examples of femininity, but you became an adult actress, and it's like, yeah, that shattered my perception of you. That like really makes me feel messed up inside, because it's like, here I thought you were this good example of the female essence, femininity, helpfulness, supportive. You're somebody that would stick to somebody, stick through things with somebody even when things look bad. But it's like you quit the show you were on and you became a harlot that makes adult films, and like that really hurts, because it's like I thought I had something positive but believe in, but it turns out it was just not real. It was fabricated, it was staged, and that just hurts. to know that this example of positive femininity I thought was real was not real. Because it's like, what is there to believe in? Well, I could believe in women in my chat like Myrna and Che. Um, what else? Oh snap! I didn't. No, it's just on my tablet. No need to panic. All right, so now I'm gonna go to Austin St. John. Oops. Yeah, but Butterfingers. He played Jason, the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger. Now, like I said before, like a lot of people born in America in the 90s, my first exposure to the Super Sentai franchise was from Power Rangers. And growing up, like, I have vivid memories of being a young boy in the 90s watching Power Rangers. Like, to me, Jason was a warrior born. Like, I thought that you were this really strong, masculine, bold, valiant, gallant, valorous, powerful, potent figure. Like, you were one of my earliest examples of positive and strong masculinity. You, Superman, Ash from Pokemon. But you, like, even when I think about, you know, Jason from Power Rangers, my blood starts to feel strong, flows, and I feel powerful. Like, you were such a good example to me as a kid. I wanted to be like you, but you committed wire fraud. Well, first I found out you were a jerk on set, which I could look past, but it's like, yeah, I didn't mean to click on the actual video, but well, yeah, the video says it. I didn't mean to click on it though, but you committed wire fraud. Yeah, you was able to get out of. Yeah, he was part of a whole criminal operation. Wow, 3.5 million. I didn't even know that. He was in a 3.5 million criminal operation. And yeah, he was going to cut. Yeah, he was in the act of committing wire fraud. And he avoided prison time, but he gotta pay back $225,000. Um, yeah, his real name Jason Geiger apparently, but it's like, wow, he he was in $1 million scheme, and it's like I thought you were this positive, heroic individual, but turns out here you are pulling scams, and this was like back in the yeah, this was back in the COVID era, and it's like people really needed that money that you were trying to swindle. Like, this wasn't just some, typical time. He took money from, like, that was supposed to be like in an emergency that other people were like, that's the villain. That's the truly villainous part. That he was attempting to take money that other people could have genuinely used in that, really crazy time of, when COVID was rampant. And I'm like, again, like I've been saying this whole stream, we shouldn't expect actors to be like their characters. Because, like I said, I discovered he was a jerk long before this whole, wire fraud situation. But it's like, it turns out you were more like one of the villains than one of the heroes. And he be on TikTok posting videos, and I'll be on TikTok. And I'll just be like, confessed. And I'm like, you're a crook. I'll be seeing it to him in the comments that he's a crook. And he needs to confess. Because he be talking like, oh, it's all good. And he went through this life journey where he fell down. But it's like, oh, but you left out the part where You committed wire fraud, though. Like, come on, that's messed up. Like this, that really, it's just like, what good is there? I mean, like, don't meet your hero. Tell you what, man, talk about that. And look, there we got Jason David Frank. You know, he portrayed Tommy from Power Rangers. Also a hero of mine. Yeah, cause I liked him and I like Jason. But for me, I ain't gonna lie, Tommy was the main. He was the guy. I used to have my white T-shirt on and pretend to be the White Ranger. That's so funny. I laugh and chuckle looking back. And they say that he supposedly ended his own life, but I'm not so sure about that because they never. Only one source said how he did it, but most other sources never say how he did it. And then his wife, the woman Tammy. No, I'm not that Tammy. I don't know if I really Tammy. My bad. Anyway, his wife. Ignore the name I just said. His wife gave like two different stories of what happened before his death, and it's like, can she really be believed? Because those two stories have nothing in common with each other. But I mean, they was saying he was struggling with depression though, which made me sad because I'm like, you're a television icon. Like, you were a hero for me and so many different people. Again, I still don't think that he ended his life though, but I was just thinking about the depression part. Or let's just separate the depression from his death. Let's just focus on the depression. And it's just like I really didn't think, all of that. Cause it's like I thought that, he was just fine. And it just kinda makes me sad to know that he was dealing with depression. I'm just like, gee, because you never know where somebody's going. Um, there's some another. Um, let's see. I forgot his name, but yeah, I think it's like Omega Siva Ham. His story was real crazy. Cause I'm gonna find out. They said that like this is still shocking to. Yeah, they said that he was like doing domestic violence towards his wife. He had mental issues and he had outbursts. And they said that yeah, he ended his life in a hotel room. And it's like, I mean, I was not a fan of Ninja Storm. And but it's like you it's just like, wow, I didn't know he was again. Nah, you shouldn't expect a person to be like the character, but it's like I didn't think this guy was physically abusing his wife and all stuff like that. Like that was real crazy. Like yeah, I wasn't expecting no stuff like that. And it's just like you really don't know who these people are, man. Don't know how it goes down. What else? We look up because I think there's another one. Oh yeah, yeah, Danny Ewing. Um, yeah, right. Because I believe he played the Black RPM Ranger, right? Cause I was never a fan of RPM. I didn't like the whole post-apocalyptic thing. Cause I'm like, yeah, kind of late Power Rangers. You wanna come in when the world's already messed up? Yep, Danny Wing from RPM Power Rangers with yep, physically assaulted his wife. Wait, the hardest word dropped. Also dropped. I don't know, man. I mean, he was charged though, so it's like, I don't know. It's crazy stuff, man. Then you got, um, then oh yeah, another hero from Japan, Hiroshi Hiroshi Tsuburaya. Yeah, he played Space Sheriff Scheider. And one crazy thing about him is he is the creator of the grandson he is the grandson of the creator of Ultraman. And Hiroshi played Space Sheriff Scheider, a character I discovered in my teenage years because I'm a Tokusatsu fan, and I really looked up to him. Like, I thought he was a really cool character. It was him, even though Space Cop Galvin is my favorite of the three. Space Cop Galvin, Space Cop Shirobon, Space Scheider, but it turns out Hiroshi Tsuburaya died from alcoholism, and that really made me sad. I'm like, you died from drinking, from alcohol consumption, and it's like, you were a hero to me. I thought really highly of you, and you like caused your own death by drinking, and that really made me feel sad and bummed out. But yeah, like I was saying, like I have looked up to these figures all throughout my life from early childhood with, Austin St. John or Jason Guy or whatever his real name is, who played the original Red Mighty Morphin Power Ranger, Jason Scott. But yeah, Jason from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I looked up to him as an early positive example of manhood. And then Jason David Frank, Tommy, him, also a really great example of positive masculinity from my childhood to, the space sheriffs in my teenage years, and even the female characters I really, like Natsuki's character Pai Pai, I thought was a good example of femininity, and they aren't like their characters, and that just kind of hurts because I just want a positive examples of being to look up to, from the men. I want good examples of masculinity that you can look up to and try to be like. And like for femininity, I want good examples of women that, to be physically attracted to and be in a relationship and end up marrying and starting a family with. Now this she portrayed Yoko from Car Ranger, which is the Japanese version of Power Rangers Turbo. And the actress's real name, I thought she was so graceful and elegant in Car Ranger. I'm like, her femininity is like a shining light and a radiant light that just rivets you with how amazing it is. So Atsuko Caruso, she, yeah, almost ended her own life, but she failed, and I'm so glad she failed to end her own life, because it's like, woman, you are graceful, you are elegant, you personify, you exemplify so many good traits of femininity. You have to keep living. You have to like show the world that femininity for as long as you naturally can. Do not end your own life. But it's like you just never know what somebody else is going through. And yeah, it's just when I look at my life, like when I'm going through a bad time, I try to be like these heroic characters so I could just find it in myself to try to get through the bad times that I'm going through. But it's like when I think deeper, when I think of the people behind these characters, it's like, they had their flaws. Some of them were really bad people. Some of them ended their own lives, and it's like I just made came to the conclusion that I shouldn't be looking to these people anymore. I mean, it doesn't feel good, making that realization and just really going with it, but it is what it is. I shouldn't be looking to these people anymore. And that's that, really. I mean, I feel kind of down right now. Feeling kind of sad. And it's like, I kind of want to go back to the adult actresses because, like, I feel like that there's comfort there. Like, yeah, when I'm stressed, I feel like that, it's a comfort and a relief, because, like, my pulse gets down and my emotions start to mess up. And I feel like that, again, I know I just discussed all that in the Off the Dome before, that, I shouldn't be trying to get with women like these, but I mean, like, just look at it. I know it's just a performance, but like, just looking at that smile on her face, and it's like, it just, it just kind of brings out a.
And how tall are you, by the way?
I'm 5'3".
Okay.
Yes, these shoes give me like 2 more inches.
Beautiful girl.
Thank you.
Like, it just, I just feel like that it just brings out an energy that I can't really find in myself at the moment.
We're very excited. Nice.
Hazel Heart.
Doing out there. Nice. And how old are you, Hazel?
Hazel Heart.
Yeah, I just feel like that it kind of.
Hi.
Hello there.
I am so excited to be here, but also a little bit nervous. I guess I should probably start by introducing myself, shouldn't I?
Yes. What is your name?
My name is Hazel Heart.
You're super cute, Hazel.
Thank you.
Where are you from?
I am from Vegas, born and raised.
Wow.
A few of us, but yes.
Nice. And how old are you, Hazel?
I am 23.
Yeah, it's just, again, I know that it's scripted and all of that stuff, and it's just supposed to be a part of the appeal, but it's just like, like I said, feels invigorating, and it's just like.
And what do you do for work out there in Vegas?
I work as a receptionist for a law firm.
This feels like that is something I can go to when I'm sinking.
So I type away all day and just answer calls.
I love it. How tall are you?
I am 5'5".
Okay.
Naturally. Or 165 centimeters.
For those of you in Europe.
For those of you in Europe.
Paying attention.
Yeah, definitely.
You seem very excited to be here, Hazel.
I am. I'm also a little bit nervous, but the excitement is taking over too, because again, I've never really done too much like this, so I am definitely nervous.
Have you seen our website?
Mildly, yes, I have, but I didn't want to go too deep because I didn't want to ruin what was going to happen today.
Oh, you want to be surprised?
I did want it to be a surprise.
Did you like what you saw on there?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Did you see pretty photographs? Okay.
That's pretty much what I saw. It was just pretty ladies in pretty dresses and nice photos.
Let me see that tongue, Hazel. Oh, wow. And you've got a very pretty mouth.
I don't have a lot of experience with it because usually people, when I do anything, they'll just pull out and come on me or on my face. But I'm definitely open to it. I like to taste everyone because everyone's different.
Do you like to have sex?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, I mean, I don't plan on going back to this, but it's just like,
Yeah.
It just feels good. Why wouldn't you like it?
like see her laughing and her saying how would it feel. Like I find it engaging and like her enthusiasm really like makes me feel virile and like my body is like my vitality. Like she makes me feel. I'm not gonna lie. Right now, she's making me feel like my vitality is returning. But I know that I guess getting is scripted, is salacious. But it's just like this the feeling, her enthusiasm, her liveliness, her vigor really makes me feel re-energized. But like I said, I just don't feel like return. I mean, I don't plan on returning to this, but I just wanted to point it out. I'm just being honest with you, okay? This is off the dome, and I just be honest about who I am and what I'm feeling.
So, what do you think our first move is, Hazel?
I'm not sure.
You ready to get started
Yeah,
and find out?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead and give me your hand.
Yeah, you know what they want to do if you've seen Off the Dome episode 3. But yeah, it's just I'm going through a bad time in my life, okay? And I'm just reflecting really deeply, trying to hold it together. I'm so composed. I hope my life gets better. I want good things, okay? I don't want to be down and bad in life on purpose. I want to be great. I want to be living on my own, married, happily married with a kind, loving, and beautiful wife with kids that are gonna grow up to be successful and in life and start a long dynasty that goes on as long as humans exist. But it's just like life is really messing me over and I can't do that. So, man, I'm just sitting here feeling kind of glum. Still trying to get it together though. I mean, I don't really got too much more to add, so I guess I'll just end off the dome. Thank you all for watching.